Can't access stash or anything, so I'll talk about my build. Um, it's the transmog I went with, using the paid helmet and the frozen bone shield. It's using 3-piece Halaberas with the cold chilling eye, and the mad eye, which turns the acid to cold. It also makes the eye spin around you, and when it passes through, it can hit an enemy multiple times. And that includes multiple foul eruptions. So you get like 3 hits if it fully passes through. And you can just, like, with more cast speed, you can just essentially get them spinning around like super hard around your character. Another part of this is I'm using Kalidor's Tempest, but I'm mainly focusing just on Inferno to get that dot damage, because I have 100% fire to dot, or fire to cold, and like 70% Aether. So I take this transmuter just to make it a super dot, essentially. 40% main hand damage takes all my Frostburn over time that I have on my gear and places. I swear I do. Well, I thought I did, but I have it from other stuff. But yeah, but there's like Frostburn, and that increases that damage. Without Blood of Dreeg, I'm still overcapped on my resistances, and I'm at 3600 OA, 25, almost 2600 DA. Blood of Dreeg popped me almost a third, like over 3.8k offensive ability, and 55% physical res. I need to change out my components because my freeze res is so bad that freeze pretty much kills this character essentially. I want the new components from the season, but I need to farm totems more for that. I'm going to probably do that soon. I also am thinking about reducing my spirit by 5 and increasing my physique by 5 more, just to have more defensive ability and more health. Belt I should probably change out, but I just had this perfect belt, and it's so hard to give that up. As far as damage goes on this character, run speed kind of sucks. That's true. It's got 3% base lifesteal and 4% lifesteal from this, so I have 7% lifesteal, 176% cast speed, 15% cooldown reduction, 2700 frost or cold damage, and 2500 frostburn with 278. So if we look at a full test dummy, I'd run up, I put my dot on it, and then just keep spinning. And eventually the test dummy drops. I don't know how long, maybe I'll put a timer on it, and the test dummy's down. It's like less than 30 seconds, I think. So it's a really, really high damage. Plus these little like frozen eye things that follow me around give reduced targets damage, which gives me another layer of defense. Troll Bone Wall gives me the 100% chance on block, gives them minus total speed, gives me attack damage converted to health, reduces their damage as well, so I have another layer of reduced damage. So it's really helpful that way. These are the rings from the new vendor. And as far as devotions go, I want to fit in Tsunami. Like, I'm thinking about dropping Blizzard and replacing it with Tsunami, because Tsunami would give me Fumble, and Fumble is really powerful as another defensive layer. And I think Tsunami actually does more damage than Blizzard, because Blizzard's only on crit, and because I'm using it as a cooldown skill, it doesn't crit very much. This would be a 100% chance. I would Tsunami every time I use that. But that means I would only get impaired aim and fumble for 2 out of 4 seconds or something like that. Like half the time I'd get impaired aim and fumble. So that's something to consider. The other thing is I'm using Chariot for defensive layer, and I'm using Of course, Giant's Blood because it's really powerful. Of course, Rumor, Elemental Storm, and I'm using Crab as another defensive layer. But yeah, this is the only thing I'm thinking about changing, because Blizzard's like 16% with a lot of flat cold damage and frostburn damage, while Tsunami is a little bit more main hand damage with almost as much cold and lightning damage and frostburn damage, but it also has the fumble. It's like fumble versus freeze, and freeze doesn't help against bosses. Fumble helps against bosses. If I did that, I would have to change some stuff out. Yeah, I could only have like 1 point. I'd have 1 free point to put somewhere if I wanted to. I mean, I could honestly also take points from this by putting 1 point here or something like that. But it's something to think about later. Yeah, that's the current build. It's really tanky. When I'm getting into it, the damage is really high. The problem is it's just a melee, and it's not really super heavy dot component. I mean, it's okay dot component. As you see, dots kind of still tick on the enemy while I'm not there. For bosses, it's essentially run in, hit things, pop mirror, run away. And then just kind of wait, jump in, hit things once, run away, and just wait for mirrors. Like, you can't, like the DPS windows mirror or, what's it called? Cluster. But when mirrors up, you just sit there and DPS as much as you can, and then run away. Usually you run in, you attack for a little bit, wait, and then you pop mirror. But anyways, the Grim Tool's in the description.